Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk about robots in medicine. I already say that at least a few of you are actually wondering what exactly is a medical robot. And I also see that a few of you expect something like this little guy here. Now, this might actually be the future of medical robotics. But in the meantime, let me quickly tell you what we are currently researching on. It's basically about designing intelligent systems that collaborate with the medical practitioner, the doctor, the nurse, the paramedic, physiotherapist. Let me take an example. A patient with brain cancer. What's the standard to solve brain cancer? You want to go for surgery. How do you do that nowadays? You would first get a three-dimensional image of the patient's brain, like, for example, from magnetic resonance tomography, plan the surgery, but then when you actually go for surgery, all the surgeon sees is a screen with the image that was acquired 2 or 3 weeks before. And all the surgery he does is with his hands. He fully has to rely on his own knowledge. Now, let us imagine an intelligent robotic operating room. First of all, it would have eyes. Cameras. Cameras that see the patient entering the operating room and that are able to precisely map the pre-interventional information to the reality. Which means that we'd have a robotic system that is able to tell the surgeon, that's your plan. Now what you have to do is exactly the following. However, at the moment that you start operating on the patient, that you open the brain, the anatomy changes a little bit. Of course, you're cutting things, so of course the brain moves. Well, an intelligent robot would have an arm that holds an ultrasound transducer, brings it close to the head, basically close to the brain, and acquires a real-time image of the brain. It would also be intelligent enough to update the pre-interventional information, the surgical plan, to be able to tell the surgeon, well, that's the information you had initially, but now since you started cutting, anatomy moved a little bit, so you actually have to change your procedure a little bit. But in addition to this, so far the robot is only giving additional information. Now, if the surgeon was not holding the tool, but only joysticks to control the robot could actually hold the tool working on the patient, but he would also feel, for example, if the surgeon is trembling, if he's shaking, not like that, a little bit, but still, the robot could filter out the trembling. The intelligent system would also know where you're not allowed to cut, for example, because you want to make sure that your patient still speaks after the surgery. Well, the robot could actually introduce a virtual wall that opposes a resistance when the surgeon gets too close. Well, those are just a few examples of medical robotics. I hope I was able to share this passion and that you would benefit from a guy like this at some point. Thank you.